Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and today's video I will share with you my tour experience at Huye Mountain Coffee, which is located in southern province of Rwanda, just like 3 hours from Kigali to reach there at Huye. And at Huye Mountain Coffee I have learned a lot about coffee plantation, like when do we harvest, who is enemy of coffee, and history of coffee. And we have also roasted coffee by traditional way, which was amazing experience for me. And for those who are new, you are welcome to my channel. Don't forget subscribe, comment, like and share. Thank you.
My name is Eric, and I'm a tour guide here, and I'm the one who is going to guide you. Feel free, anytime you have question, I'm here to give you answers. Then, as we are going to do this coffee tour, I have to give you introduction of the tour that we are going to do together. Then, we are here right now. Here it will be the time to drink a cup of coffee. And then, until we finish to drink a cup of coffee, it will be the end of the tour. But if you want to stay with us, you're most welcome. If you want to leave, we'll say goodbye. Maybe we will meet again, if possible. Thank you for your kind attention. Yeah. Kardi was a goat herder. Then at time he was bush for feeding the goats. The goats, they come closer to the coffee plantation, they started eating coffee beans. But because Kardi didn't knew that it's called coffee beans. Then after goats ate some coffee beans, because of caffeine which are inside, they made the goats to become crazy. They started dancing. Then they made Mr. Kardi to ask himself what was going on to his goats. As he wondered, he found that they have eaten something, but he didn't know that it's coffee. Then he decided to harvest them like sample to show to his wife. Then at the time he reached at home, he showed to the wife. He told her, my goats ate this and they become somehow dizzy. Then his wife told him, I don't think that it's a good idea to keep this in our home. Imagine if our children are going to eat on these things. They are going to die, or we never know. They are going to be crazy like the gods. I think it's a good idea to go to report to the head of monastery which are near here. Then in the morning, Mr. Kardi went to the head of monastery. He told him, my gods yesterday ate this and they didn't want to sleep at night because they spent a whole night by making such a big noise like pee, pee. They didn't let Mr. Kardi to sleep at night. Then head of monastery said, maybe there's something devil which made your gods to become crazy. Then head of monastery decided to throw coffee beans out. By accident, by throwing them out, he threw them out into fire. And they burnt. After they burnt, they brought a smell. He said, wow. They roasted themselves. And then they brought a smell. He said, wow, what amazing smell is here. I would like to smell this every time. Then as he was a priest, he wanted to go to pray God at night. He talked to himself, as the gods ate this, and they spent a whole night without any stress of asleep. I think it's a good idea. At time I'm going to pray my God this night, I'm going to eat these coffee beans. They are going to help me to pray without any stress of asleep as the gods did. Then during the prayers, head of monastery ate the coffee beans and prays a whole night without any stress of asleep. Then in the morning, he said, thank you God for the nice food that you have given to me. Then in that morning, he shared information to the other priest. He talked to them. Anytime you are going to pray God at night, please eat these coffee beans. They are going to help you to pray without any stress of using coffee. Then as they were pressed, they didn't have many things. In Ethiopia, they made research. They found that it's a good idea to grind. It was in Ethiopia in 14th century. The people from Yemen, they came in Ethiopia and they got seed drinks and they went with it in their country, in Yemen. Because Ethiopian people, they didn't make research of the coffee they have found here in their country. But the Yemen people are the one who made research of the coffee they have found in Ethiopia. Then at the time they are going to put out the name of the research they have found, they call coffee Arabica, because the name is made, the research was made in Arabic country. That's where the name Arabica came from. Still now, Ethiopia and Yemen, they are in conflict. Ethiopia said, we are the origin of coffee. Because in Ethiopia, where coffee is originated, it was originated in Kaffa. Then Yemen people said, no, we are the one who made the research, which means coffee belongs to us. That's how the conflict started. But the originality of coffee, it is in Ethiopia. Then after Ethiopia and Yemen, coffee went to Indonesia. At the time coffee went to Indonesia, they found other trees in the forest, which looks like the one from here in Ethiopia, but the one from Indonesia, they were too strong. Instead of calling it Arabica, they call it Robusta because of the heavier. They are very strong, they resist itself. That's where the second name Robusta came from. After Indonesia, coffee came here in Latin America by Portuguese. It started in Brazil in 1727. Then other countries of Latin America, like Costa Rica, Colombia, Hawaii, Jamaica, they started growing coffee according to the Indonesia and the Ethiopia. Then after that, coffee come back here in Africa. You see that Ethiopia and Rwanda, we are very close. But coffee went everywhere, all around the world. We had to wait for 500 years to receive coffee here in Rwanda, which is crazy. Which means if it was possible, we can pass directly and we bring coffee here in Rwanda, but it was not. Then the people who brought coffee here in Rwanda, they were the Germans, because we have colonized by the Germans. But it was not easy for them to introduce coffee in the Rwandan culture, because in the Rwandan culture, we used to grow normal crops like beans, Irish potato, sweet potato, which we eat directly after like 2 months or 3 months. But imagine to wait for 3 years in order to harvest. Because in general, if you plant coffee for the first time, you need to harvest after 3 years. Then they talked to the Rwandan people, said, you are going to grow this and you give us seeds and we give you like cloves, needles, which were not here in Rwanda. Then Rwandan people said, how should we wait after 3 years without getting anything to eat? They refused. But because they were under leadership of the Germans, they had to do by force. They plant by force. First year nothing was there. Second year nothing was there. They said, we are bored. We are suffer for hunger. Maybe it's a good idea to remove these and then we plant our new things. Then German people said, no, wait after 3 years. Then they wait after 3 years. They get seeds and they give to the German. Then German return by like needles, cloves, which were not here in Rwanda. From that time till now, coffee is first agri export in Rwanda. It means it produces high amount of money. That's why we call it cash crops. That's in general history of coffee all around the world and here in Rwanda. Yes.
Good.
Yeah.
Good job.
Yeah.
Here's the coffee bean. You can see.
Okay, different legends and the soil. Where is good to grow coffee, where is not good. You have seen that we have suffered for hiking, which means we came here for visiting a friends of mountain. That's why you can't grow coffee in a very or in a flat place. They can't produce. We need the highest mountain in order to grow coffee. Which means at the time we are going on highest mountains, carbon dioxide is going up. Then oxygen is going down. Then these green leaves of coffee, they breathe carbon dioxide. Then carbon dioxide is the one which can give you heavy coffee beans. If I talk about the heavy coffee beans, is the one which has good quality on the market. That's why we need altitude from 1,500 to 2,500 meter. You understand that? It's a big mountains. As the name of Rwanda, do you know the second name of Rwanda? It's a country of 1,000 hairs. So we have to use those 1,000 hairs to produce better quality of coffee. Yes. Then another thing you have to know, it's about temperature. You can't grow coffee where it's very hot or where it's very cold. At time it's very hot. The leaves, they're going to dry. After they dry, they drop down. So imagine to see coffee without having any leaf. It's like to see me without having tongue. Remember that my job is talking. Then I'm going to lose my tongue. Then you add question mark. And also at time is very cold. The coffee plantation, they are not going to produce. They are not going to grow up. Which means they are going to stay like small baby. That's why we need temperature from 13 degrees Celsius to 32 degrees Celsius. Not less, not more.
32 is how much in Fahrenheit?
You,
like 85, 87?
Yes. About altitude?
No, the temperature.
Temperature.
It's Fahrenheit. How much? About 85, right?
Fahrenheit.
Yes. Like 85.
I'm still trying to get used to Celsius.
Yes, Celsius.
I think it's around that.
Yes, around that. Yeah. About the altitude, it's from like 450 feet and 750 feet. Like that. Yes. And then you have to know that you can't grow coffee in a clay or sand soil. They can't produce. The reason why is this. Roots of coffee, they are very soft. By the time you are going to plant where it's very hard soil, they are going to burn inside of the soil, which is not good. That's why we need soft soil, loam soil, which is going to help coffee to attract minerals easier. That's why we prefer to have loam soil instead of getting stones or sand. Yes, in order to produce better quality of coffee. Then, here in Rwanda, as we are a country of mountains, we can't spend more than 3 months without having rain. Rain is very necessary to the coffee plantation because we need the moisture content inside of the soil. That's why per year we need the rain majority between 1,200 millimeter to 2,000 millimeter per year. You understand that? It's somehow balancing.
It just keeps it moist like this.
Yes. Then another thing you have to know, it's about this digging. They're here like to protect the soil. As you know, we are in the mountains. At the time we are in the mountains, we are going to have heavy rain and it's going to call out our soil, which means we are going to suffer for erosion. But if we dig this, water is going to be catched here. then we fight against erosion. That's the ambition of this digging. Then another thing you have to know, it's about these big trees. They are here like a shaded tree. They provide shades to the coffee plantation. Yes, we don't want to burn the leaves of coffee. That's why you have to plant them here in order to provide shades to the coffee plantation. Yes. Clear?
And they help with the erosion too, because of the roots.
Yes. Coffee cherries, which they became.
I see.
Yes. That's why we bring back here and then we put around the trees, and the trees, the roots, they are going to attract the minerals inside of these cherries, which become compost. Yes, we prefer to use organic instead of tora. And at the time they are going to be tora, they are going to bend. If they are going to bend, we lose somehow production. That's why every 10 years we come and cut. And the new generation is coming. Every 10 years we come and cut. It means we can cut our trees 4 times. Because if you cut for the first time, you need to wait after 2 years to harvest. It means we can cut our trees 4 times, and coffee is going to have life for 50 years if you take care about it. Normally, life of coffee can be 50 years. Yes. Normally, if we talk about enemies of coffee, they are the diseases and the pests which can attack coffee, and they can affect the quality and quantity we expect it to have. Some of them, they attack leaves, while others, they attack seeds. For example, the one which can attack leaf is what we call leaf rust disease. Leaf rust disease is caused by fungus. The fungus, they come and attack out part of the leaf. Then after that, they are going to make leaves to change the color. It's going to change in a chocolate. After chocolate, it's going to change in a brown. After brown, it's going to be full black. By the time it's going to be full black, it's going to fall down. Remember well, the leaves, they breathe carbon dioxide, which generates heavy coffee beans. Which means if we don't have leaves, we don't have heavy coffee beans, or in general, our coffee quality is going to be affected, which is not good. That's why to prevent, we use more compost or more fertilizer on the trees. Because anytime you have more fertilizer on the trees, they're going to be stronger. They're going to fight against the fungus. That's the first one. Then the second is what we call berry borer disease. Berry borer disease is caused by insect, ants. The ants, they come and bite the connection of seed and the tree. If they bite the connection of seed and the tree, you understand that some minerals which are going inside of the seed, they're going to be missed. And after that, the seeds, they are going to dry. After they dry, because of missing of the minerals, after drying, they are going to fall down. So if we expected to harvest like 6 kilos, 80 kilograms per tree, we can harvest like 4, 5, 3 kilos. You understand that we lose somehow production. Then to prevent, we use tobacco. We take leaves of tobacco and we dry them. After drying, we grind, we make it powder. Then we take the powder and we mix with the water. We come to spray by using pump. That's the second.
Is the nicotine in this effective?
Yes, yes.
They do it with flies too.
Yeah, yes, for the fly.
Yes, yes.
Which means nicotine is going to push or to fight against the insect to
yes, it's
bite.
like poison to them.
Yes, it's poison. They're going to die. Yes. And then the third one, which is very dangerous around East Africa, it's not only here in Rwanda, is called Antestia bug. Antestia bug is caused by bugs. The bugs, they come and make hole inside of the coffee cherry. After making hole inside of the coffee cherry, it's going to left some eggs inside of the coffee cherry. If we come for harvesting, we harvest as normal. But if you taste coffee which are bitten by the bugs, it's going to taste like raw potato. In general, it makes coffee to taste like raw potato. I don't think that if you have coffee which tastes like raw potato,
you like potato?
No.
She like no, I don't want to.
You can't get any customer. That's why, to prevent, we use pyrethrum. pyrethrum are the white flower which are grown in the north part of Rwanda near volcano. We take the pyrethrum and we dry them. After drying, we grind, we make it powder. Then we take the powder and we mix with water, and then we come to spray by using pump as we do to the berry borer. That's in general what we call enemies of coffee. They are not tea drinkers or beer drinkers. Not. Yeah. This red are mature enough to be harvested. That's why if we are in harvesting season, we come and we pick like this. We pick only the red one which are mature enough to be harvested. Yes. I can give you one. The head, then we pray on them. Then magic spirit are going to enter into baby chicken. Then what you are going to do, you are going to take one chicken and be delivered to the side of Burundi. Then other one stay in my house in order to be connected through magic spirit. They do as the God said. But the problem was in which way one chicken is going to be delivered to the side of Burundi. By wondering, they remember that Burundian boys loved the girl from Rwanda. They chose one beautiful girl from Rwanda who was called Nyirarutenge. They gave her a chicken. She hid inside her clothes. Then she went to the side of Burundi. Then at the time she reached there, commander of Burundi saw her and started shaking because of the beauty of the girl. You know, in Rwanda we have a beautiful girls, bro. Didn't you see that? Then, at the time the guy reached there, commander lost the control because of the beauty of the girl. He ordered one soldier to go to tell the guard to come closer so that they can start to talk. Then one soldier went closer and told the guard, my commander wants to speak to you. Please, can you agree and you come and talk with him? Then the guard said, why not? He's very famous and your answers are very smart. Then at the time, the guard reached to the side of commander. Commander started shaking. As he started shaking, he started asking her various questions. He asked her, why are you beautiful? Imagine someone to ask you the reason why she is beautiful. Please try to ask her that. You can stay together. Then what happened at night? They went to sleep. But before they slept, in Rwandan culture, if you are new, especially for the girls, you have to arrange bed before you sleep. Then the girl had to arrange bed. Then by arranging bed, she put under bed chicken.
Oh.
Remember there were two chicken.
Yes, she hide.
Yes. By arranging bed, she put under bed chicken. Then what happened at night? Magic spirit which were there from to the side of Rwanda in House of God and the other one under bed to the side of Burundi. Then what happened at night? Magic spirit which were there started walking. It's like a Wi-Fi of today.
Yeah.
Started walking. Then what happened? Magic spirit which were there killed commander of Burundi.
Or he just couldn't handle all of her.
Then after that, in the morning, other soldiers from side of Burundi, they saw that their commander died. They thought that, remember the girl, she's from Rwanda. Maybe she's the one who killed our commander. Maybe she's a spy. Directly in the morning, they killed the girl as revenge. In Rwanda, we got two news. Bad news and good news at the same time. Bad news, girl from Rwanda killed. Good news,